Hi everyone, thanks for being here. This is Tony Tonkin Show, and I'm glad that you're here so that we could have a conversation about things that matter to you and to I. Now, I'm going to offer some explanation as to why I've changed the format of my show over the last couple of weeks. Well, the reason why it has changed is that I have purchased a teleprompter. Now, as a result of purchasing the teleprompter, it's kind of organised my schedule a little bit differently. I can now see what I need to talk about. I can scroll through it. It's got it automatically syncs the voice and it just moves on to the next piece that I'm talking about. So I'm not using it right at the moment because this is the purpose of this is to demonstrate to you that I don't have to. But what I have also done is I've utilised AI in order to be able to fact check some of the things that I thought were important and that seem to be relevant to me around some of the intricate topics that I've been choosing to talk about. And that has resulted from the feedback I got from one of the persons that comments a lot on my YouTube channel. And I've responded to him. His name's Stephen Kingsley. And Stephen, if you're watching this, I wish you the best, mate. Because Stephen at one point, who criticises me for absolutely everything, doesn't like anything that I do, and fits into that category of continual hater. Yet, I respect his opinions and so on. And one of these opinions that he gave me, which I thought I would consider, would be fact-checking what I'm doing. So for every session that I run, I have a topic, a headline if you like, basic points that I want to discuss. And even though I've been noting them and I've been thinking about them in my own head, and I organise it in a fashion, by having a teleprompter enabled me to put those issues and those points up on the teleprompter so I could talk directly to the screen and to you as opposed to looking from one side to the next or down. So that is what I've chosen to do. And I've chosen to grab hold of my headline, what I wanted to talk about, and then do an AI on that to get the facts of what is the discussion that I want to have? What does it look like? And then I get AI to generate a discussion for me. And then I'll ask it on occasions to cut and paste that. And I'll insert my own stuff into it. And I'll pop it into the teleprompter and read it back. Now, one of the assumptions that has been made by Stephen was that it is clear that you generate your context using AI. I generate the facts. Stephen, I generate the facts using AI. The content and what I'm saying are my views and my views alone. There's nothing that I say that I disagree with. Some of the facts, strangely enough, I do not necessarily report back to you. Not necessarily because they sit on the other side of the fence, but because in many instances I just find them irrelevant. They're not really where I'm coming from. I deleted a whole lot of stuff earlier today, which was generated by AI that I didn't think was all that necessary. It was too windy. It was irrelevant to the actual topic that I was talking about. So I do use AI, as do most people these days. I want you to know, and I want this to be completely understood, this is not an AI-generated image. This is me, warts and all. And there are people that criticise me, and this really pisses me off. And I must say, I don't know whether, Stephen, you're one of them. I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing by speaking to you directly. But there are people that criticise me for my age, for the fact that I have a larger nose, that I'm balding, that for some reason some guy criticised me because he thought I looked like a gnome. Well, when you start to attack me because of my age and other objectionable qualities, I'm just going to ignore the shit out of you. And I hope that those of you, there are just so many people who support what I'm doing. There's this notion that I have that independent thought is integral as to how we combat the disinformation and misinformation that's out there in the community. And I'm there to fight that, and I'm there to present my views. Now, people will disagree. I accept that. Can't expect everybody to agree with me. But when you start to attack me for those particular reasons, I find it rather obnoxious. And when you start to cite people, as Stephen Kingsley did recently, where he cited a bloke who he thought was way ahead of the curve when it comes to fact checking, and I played some of his videos, and I thought he's a right wing clown. He's a young bloke, right? Maybe he deserves credit for being young and saying what he do, and he seems to be very popular. But then a lot of people are popular on the right wing because that's who they're talking to. I'm trying to focus something more or less down the middle. I've offered a lot of criticism for Sky News because Sky News deserve to be criticised because they're extreme right. And also at the same time, I recognise that Sky News has a massive audience that they're communicating with. So we need to challenge those versions of what Sky News has presented, which I have done in a video today. I'm doing another one of those later, which will be criticising Sky News specifically. So I'm doing what I can to present an image or to present ideas particularly that are in line with my thinking and what I think are in line with a lot of other people's thinking. And what I want is for a community that is prepared to criticise. I don't object to criticism. I object to the personal attacks that come about criticism. Like people, who in the hell thinks, people think I'm drunk. That's probably the most silly. I'm a teetotaler. No, that's not quite true. I think I had a beer 2 weeks ago, and that was probably my second or third beer for the year. I don't hate the taste of wine. I can't stand the spirits. I have tried them. So the fact that I'm not a drinker, I don't drink. But people want to insist that I do. I'm letting you now know. I don't. That I'm sober, extremely sober, every time I do one of these podcasts. And that I try to be as coherent as I can. I think the AI work that I've been doing and fact checking what I want and putting a title in has enabled me to become a little bit more focused and less rambling in what I say. So, and you'll probably notice that in many of the presentations that I've made. And I haven't quite got used to this. You've got to remember, every newsreader on this planet uses a script. Every newsreader on this planet uses a teleprompter. They are reading. And reading a teleprompter, believe me, is a special skill. Particularly when the teleprompter doesn't keep up to where you're at. And you have to ad-lib stuff that's around that, and so that wait until it catches up. So I'm trying to do things differently. I'm trying to create a community that can have debates. And a lot of people came out and attacked my mate Stephen, and they did it gently, I think, because a lot of people realise that people like Stephen Kingsley are the people that we're rallying against, that we're pushing back against. Not because you don't have a place in the society, you do have an important place, I think. But there are other people who disagree with you. And let's disagree. That's fine. And on many occasions, people like Stephen, I don't want to point him out specifically, but people like he, and there's a lot of them who access my channel, and there are a lot of people who are just haters. No matter what you say, no matter where you come from, no matter how good your presentation is, no matter how well thought out your presentation is, people will hate you for simply suggesting that your view might be different to theirs. And they will hate you for that. And I accept that. But I don't accept being targeted because of my age and the way I look and other things and suggesting that I'm drunk. So let me know what you think about all of that. I don't know what you do think, but let me know. Subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, do what you need to do. But look, I want people to participate in this process. So to me, and this is important, the process isn't about me. The process is just about ideas. I seek those ideas. I'm now trying to refine those ideas by being more factual, in what I'm presenting and getting those ideas out there to all of you. If you don't like it, fine, don't subscribe. You know why people like Stephen Kingsley are even subscribing to my channel, I will never know. Because I prefer you not to be there, quite frankly, unless you say something that's constructive or positive. That doesn't necessarily mean you agree. Present a different fact. You know, I had a guy try to present me with a different fact earlier today. I went and checked out the fact and he was wrong. I let him know in my comment section that he was wrong. He may not accept that, and I accept that as well. But nevertheless, have the debate, have the discussion, see what happens. So that was my rant, just to try and fill you all in on what was happening in relation to the change in format that I've now implemented on my channel. But as I said, please subscribe if you like what I have to say. Share the video with others. Get other people involved as well. Join in, have a conversation, and let's have a chat. Catch you later, everybody. Take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, just make sure that you and the people that you love are safe.